Video right now.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
We're back.
word. This is Reedy Thatcher. Okay. Guys, I'm here to talk to you about a little something that I think a lot of you will be happy about, okay? This is about marijuana. Marijuana, weed, cannabis. I love cannabis. I love the word cannabis. I like weed too. I like the word marijuana as well, bud. Okay, whatever. Okay, guys. I'll break down very easily, very critically, intellectually, and tangibly why we should legalize all cannabis, or how that'll just happen, how we'll make that happen, okay? I'm not going to say why we should. Intellectually, philosophically, that is like, you got to get slapped in the face if you don't understand that yet, right? And a lot of people do need to get slapped in the face in some way or another at one level. Not like to be mean to you, but just to wake you up. All right. So anyways, so there's certain rules in our Constitution and realities of our current legal system that are creating an environment for us to never be prosecuted for marijuana, and to thus let them just pass something that makes it legal for everyone. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Right. So nowadays there's hemp, right? There's hemp on the market, hemp that is grown to look like cannabis, that's grown to look like marijuana. They've been doing this for years, for decades and decades, right? And there's also Delta 8 now, there's THCO, there's probably even more. All of this is legal hemp cannabis that's being sold on the clear market, legal market, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, it's not good for you guys. It's nowhere good for you like sun-grown organic cannabis in your backyard. You don't even know how good that is for you. People don't even know, okay? Even if you've been smoking, you might not even know, really how good that is. It's like a spiritual catapult. It's a huge spiritual tool or guide or lever. Okay. So since there's these legal, what's the word I'm looking for? Legal alternatives, or really legal variants, that's what I'll say, legal variants of cannabis, right? Since there's legal variants of cannabis that are literally exact in look, practically exactly look alike, practically exactly the same in smell, and then even almost practically the same, quote unquote, in effect, right? That doesn't really matter. The effect part doesn't matter. I don't say it's the same in effect. It's definitely probably shittier and worse than you. And I say that because I want you to understand how divine something like growing weed in your backyard, organic in the sun, what that really does for that plant, okay? And then what that plant can do for you in return. So anyway, so we have all these legal variants, right? So that means, so using the Constitution and using my law, using the Constitution, all of our rights that we understand when interacting with the police, I can likely, as long as there's no law against me selling stuff on the property of the police station, I could literally walk into the police station and sell illegal marijuana to my friend in front of the cops, okay? What would happen is, either the cops would not understand legislation properly and they would impede on my rights and arrest me, and then it would get figured out in court and it would be like a big deal. They would get shit on because they really fucked up, okay? And I'd be able to publicize that. Or we'll be recording it and they calmly, correctly interact with me. So what would happen is they would try to, the thing is that a police officer cannot check your body and check your items unless you give them consent to do so, right? Or unless there's an active investigation going on, which would need probable cause to start, right? And probable cause would be like seeing you with illegal drugs, seeing you with like an illegal weapon or something, like big deal stuff, like you're in the midst of doing an illegal act that is obviously critically can be analyzed. So right? And like, I don't even think, like, you know, that's the whole thing, like, the whole drug thing, I really think, like, even I'm thinking right now, guys, like, stuff like cocaine, and, like, there's no way, like, they could, if you even had a bag of cocaine on your desk, right, or on your fucking, right on your windshield, and you got pulled over, there's no way that should be probable cause for a search, because he has no idea what's in that bag. That could be anything, right? And so, anyways, we'll bring that back down to weed, okay? They have no idea if that is legal hemp or not. They have no clue. They can't know. They cannot know if that bag I just sold my friend is illegal or legal. They cannot know, right? They can't know, right? Because there's legal lookalike variants, right? So the only thing they would be able to do is try to get me to confess and try to get me to consent to a search. I do not confess. I do not consent to a search. You would plead the fifth. The fifth is your right not to incriminate yourself. You also have the right to a speedy, like, interaction with the law, okay? You would leave, because you're free to go, and you'd leave, and you'd stop talking to him about it. The only thing the police could do is literally, the only thing they could do is try and get you to consent to a search. So there's no probable cause for them to open up that bag and test it to see if it's illegal or legal. There's no probable cause for them to forcefully do that. You would have to consent to a search, which you do not consent to a search, right? You don't, right? And so the reality is, so this means, so you can literally be smoking a joint too, guys. You could be smoking a joint, and the police have no idea if it's the legal or illegal variant. They don't know. So they can't they cannot detain you with force. They cannot check what variant it is. That's the key thing. The police cannot check what variant your marijuana is unless you have done something that has given them probable cause to do so. And you need to do something extreme for that. Or you would need to consent or confess, right? And so the reality is, you can grow the cannabis plants in your front yard. You can grow them in your front yard, and there's no legal ramification. There's no logical recourse that can actually get you in trouble for this if you're just growing it in your front yard. Because even if they somehow created a warrant to then raid your house, that warrant would be based on the assumption that the marijuana in your front yard is an illegal variant, and that's practically impossible. That's practically impossible to be able to know, right? If not impossible. So this means that we all gotta start doing this type of stuff. Go film your drug dealer. Go film your drug deal in the police parking lot, inside the police building. See what happens. See what they do. If you really care about freedom, if you really care about truth, there's levels of understanding reality. There's levels of understanding truth, guys. And once you start getting further and further out there and breaking through some of these stumbling blocks of the earth, it is so absurd and obscene that this plant is taken away from us and we can't grow it ourselves. It's $2,000 for an average plant cost $2,000. A harvest of an average plant would cost us $2,000, right? Where if we took control of our own freedom, this plant would cost us literally $50 to grow, and then we have a pound of our own marijuana to smoke, right? And to juice, to eat. Okay? They don't want you to juice this stuff. They don't want you to eat this stuff. They don't want us to have a lot of it because it's very powerful. It's very medicinal. It's very spiritual. Okay? This would all just come together. It's like to just annihilate this foolishness. You know, you bring this all together with the legal variants and the reality that they cannot really ever get probable cause to search you or detain you or to prove that it is an illegal variant. They can't get that cause. They can't get that probable cause to do that. I mean, it's going to put it right in front of their faces. It'll put it right in front of the Supreme Court's face. It'll put it right in front of the legislation's face right? And they'll be forced to just legalize it, to be honest. Or or if they really tried, or they'd do something really stupid and we would revolt because of that, you know? So we just need to understand this process, these rights, and then we all just start implementing them. Grow the plants in your front yard. Do the drug deal in the police station, and fuck it, you know. And if you want to be super safe about it, go do the drug dealer with some Delta 8. Go do Delta 8. Deal the Delta 8, but don't smoke that shit because it's trash. Guys, the chemists laugh these sadistic, rude chemists are laughing at you because this Delta 8 stuff, they don't if you tell a chemist how you make Delta 8, they scoff because heat and acid create toxicity. They create byproducts. They don't know what to test for, bro. And they don't give a shit. You are bowing down and licking boots if you were smoking Delta 8. I'm sorry. In THCO, guys, stop it. Stop it. It's too expensive for you? Then fuck the system. Grow it. God bless. God bless.